Okay guys, this is going to be a system test. I think it's 14. And I also want to mention that I've actually redone most of the wiring on this. And I didn't replace the cable. The cable is still there. But I want to say that I've actually repositioned most of the P-clips. You see up there used to be a raw plug there, and I've actually moved it on a bit. And I decided just to make the cable look a bit neater now, because I wasn't really happy with the way it turned out by now. Even though at the time I just didn't really know quite as much about installing cable. But yeah, I've kind of made the cable look a bit neater, put more P-clips on there, and also noticed there's a bit of tape on that bit of cable over there next to that P-clip. That's because when I was actually drilling the hole for it, I kind of threaded the outer bit of the cable and kind of exposed some of the white stuff, so I just put a bit of tape over that just to insulate it. And also, cable is now together right up to the Series 90. Well, yeah, I did pretty much nearly every bit of cable, well, except this one, of course, because there was nothing wrong with this, and that was only recently installed. And also trying out a belt on the system. It's the really old Gent bell, the sort of early 1990s model with the really old Gent logo. I figured I'd actually, for this video, I'd try a bell on the system. And there's also the Nitan ionisation smoke detector. Just keep me out here for the moment. And also want to mention I've sold all of the others. I'll tell you what I've kept. I've kept one ionisation, which is here. I've also kept 4 opticals, 2 heat detectors, and 2 bass sounders. I think that's everything. So I'm going to set the system off. And the bell might be a bit loud though, but don't worry, it silence instantly. My god, that was loud. Yeah, I want to point out these. In fact, that's actually I think that might be the only device I'll test on this system, because the bell is just fucking loud. It seemed louder than I expected. I think I might actually take it off. Just give me a minute. Okay, I'm back, and I've taken the Gent bell off the system. It's right here. I mean, I'm still a bit shaken on exactly how loud it really was. Oh yeah, I think I might as well show you the bell I've put up for this one. I put up a slightly quieter bell, and it's the Fullion / Tan Cyclone bell. On the outside it looks like a standard Fullion centrifugal, but on the inside it's a Tan Cyclone bell, even though this bit here is plastic and not metal like the original one. And this bell was made 1998. And yeah, I also want to point out that I actually, well, I've never actually tried this Gent bell on more than 12 volts, but system output's like 24 volts. But last time I tested this one was when I got it, and last time I tested it was on a 12 volt battery, and even then it was already quite loud. But I'm thinking I might as well just try it on the system anyway. I think it is kind of good looking. And these bells are actually originally made by Fullion as well, even though this is meant to be the Fullion FB version, which is meant to be weatherproof. This particular bell isn't actually weatherproof. I think when Gent made them, they actually didn't use the weatherproofing parts, but you can get weatherproofing kits for these. But I can probably see why they're as loud as they are. I mean, the first thing I discovered with these bells, they're actually older than they look, and now they're louder than I thought. Well, yeah, I didn't think these bells were as old as probably about 1990, but I have known these bells to be quite loud. I think the last time I heard one go off was back in 2009, and I think I've just been reminded how loud these things really are. But but I'm not getting rid of it, because, in fact, I'm definitely not getting rid of it, because it has the really old Gent logo. I mean, it is quite a good find. but I may not use this on the system that often. But anyway, so I'm going to try that again. I'm going to actually test the Series 90 detector. I also want to point out these sectors are extremely sensitive. I'm just going to try it with very little smoke. Oops. I'll actually try a bit more. Here we go. Still a bit loud, but definitely not quite as loud as the Gent bell. And it actually sounds a bit more classic, because this particular volume bell is actually a vibrating bell. And I think they actually sound a bit smoother than motorised bells. I mean, I'm not sure whether this kind of bell is actually motorised or vibrating. It could be either, but I've never actually looked inside one before. It does work in a slightly different way. But anyway, I'm not going to reset that now because the detector will probably go off again. I'm just going to go straight to the call point in Norway. It's quite dark. Oh well. So there you go, guys. That's been system test 14. So yeah, this bell is still quite loud, but unlike the Gent bell, I actually quite like the way it sounds. It actually makes it sound like it's on a really old system anyway. There was actually a video called Fire Alarm Test in the United Kingdom that featured a really old fire alarm system with a very old style KSC call point and bells. I take it as this particular design because it sounded very much like it. Yeah, just so you know, these bells can work on a conventional sound circuit on a fire alarm system. They may look a bit complicated to wire up, but it does work. And also, like how the rewiring on the system has turned out. I didn't really replace any of its cable, like I already said. I just repositioned most of the P clips and added more of them. Oh yeah, also I mentioned, well, the sector isn't connected to the system though. Well, I mean really, why would I connect a Nutan smoke sector to a Apollo protocol panel like this? But I'm just leaving it out here for the moment. It'll probably be on the system at some point, maybe next year. Well, if not, I'll probably use one of the opticals. But I don't know how many system tests it would take to get to the last one for this panel. Oh, I also want to mention that last time I actually tried this particular bell on the system. Yeah, I have actually tried it on the system before, but just not in its own. Because last time I tried it on was when I only just put up the conventional sounder circuit. But I figured I'd actually try a bell on the system at that time, and this bell I actually used. But well, where that planking plate currently is where the Sonos sounder used to be. Well, I had that going off at the same time, and the bell may seem loud now, but it was only just as loud as the Sonos sounder running together. So that's kind of why I didn't expect it to be as loud as it is. Maybe I should have actually tried the Gent bell when I tried that and the addressable sounder running together. Because maybe, I think the Gent bell, if it's as loud as it was, I think it would have actually beaten the loudness of the Sonos sounder, even if that was even on full volume. Well, the Sonos sounder doesn't really have a decent volume control, unlike the conventional type, sort of more well-known one. It only goes from 95 decibels to 100 decibels. I don't really recommend the addressable version, really. Well, I'm not really putting that back on the system though. I think from now on, for any kind of system, whether it's addressable or conventional, I'm going to be using conventional sounders or bells like these. I just think they're better looking and somewhat better. They work in a better way as well, especially conventional sounders. I mean, even the Banshee worked pretty well on it. I mean, it was a bit too quiet, but well, I'm not sure what I should actually put on the system next, though. I think I should leave it up to you guys. So let me know in the comments what sounder I should put up on here in the next system test video. So let me know in the comments. But yeah, I would like to see the Gent Bell and the Sonos sounder running together, but no, I don't think I'll do that. I could just have it running with another sounder that is about 95 decibels. But well, yeah, I know the loudest sounder in my collection is like the Klaxon Cyrex or the Protec Yodel, or the very old Protec Ancillary bass sounder, or the Gent 12511 sounder, and the E2S sounder, and a few other sounders like that were probably some of the loudest in my collection. But I think the Gent Bell is probably the loudest bell in my collection. So yeah, well, I never actually tried all of my bells that I own on full voltage, like what this panel is outputting. I mean the conventional sound circuit's outputs about well, 24 volts. Well, whereas the loop circuits actually output 28 volts, but conventional sound circuit's pretty basic, really. But yeah, I've never actually when I actually get a new device, I usually try it on with a 12-volt battery. But this is literally the first time I've ever actually tried a bell on more than that, especially a really loud one such as a Gent Bell. Yeah, I bet you that is literally the loudest bell in my collection. I don't think any other bells I own could actually beat the loudness of the Gent Bell. Well, maybe except the other Gent Bell that I own, but it's exactly the same design, really. It's just a slightly newer version. I mean, well, this one here doesn't actually have a date stamp on the inside, but the other one, which is a slightly newer version, is from 1995. I mean the only other YouTuber who got one of those bells on a fire alarm system is Callum Simpson. I know he has a system set up in his garage as well with a Gent 10X, a new style KOC call point, and a Gent Bell like this one. Well, he just bought it from eBay. He did actually do a video on unboxing it as well, and I was actually in the video as well. I was on call with him at the time, but it was quite a while ago now.